All right, my name is Hiram Shelton. This is my video about the 6 focal points of Walter Miller's subcultural theory. The 6 that he stated as focal points were fate, autonomy, toughness, trouble, excitement, and smartness. So fate is really just what you're born with, what you're dealt in life. So whether you're born poor or rich, and so how this applies to gang-related crime is that people will be born in a rougher area. They'll be born in an area where gang violence is very prevalent, and they can't really help that. Autonomy, that's the desire to be independent from authority. That's important to people in lower classes because they don't want to feel like their whole lives are forced to be a certain way just because police are there and authorities are there forcing their lives to be a certain way. And so feeling independent from those things is very important to people in these lower classes per se. And that comes into gang-related crime because gang members will feel quite a resistance to authority or police and people that are trying to, push them a certain way. Then there's trouble. Trouble is it can be getting in or out of trouble, just choices, but it's also things that you can't really control, like the book said, getting pregnant. But also in my mind, I think of like being unemployed or just obstacles that come up in life. And that comes into gang-related crime because gangs often look after one another. Gang members look after one another, and so someone that's unemployed or going through a tough time, gang members will probably reach out to them because they're in the same class and want them to get some of their help, which their help is quote unquote better than help of authority because of that autonomy part. Then there's toughness. That has to do with street cred, right? Or the reputation. That comes into gang-related crime, because people in this lower class feel like they need to prove their worth and prove how strong they are and how tough they are in order to not get pushed around. Where because you're already born in a lower class, or you might be in a lower class, it's easy to feel like people have a lot of ability to push you around, and so they need to keep this street cred or keep this reputation that they can't be pushed around. Then there's excitement, and I talked about that life in a lower class can be quite dull or boring, and there's just a need for excitement. That comes into gang-related crime because as a gang, you're doing illegal things, which brings a lot of excitement and a lot of adrenaline, and that can be very enjoyable for people. Just the feeling of committing crime, it comes with a lot of adrenaline and a lot of excitement. And then the last one is smartness. Smartness comes with the ability to con others. That one it's kind of like toughness in that it's the need to not be pushed around or have their lives managed by someone else, but you have to be able to outsmart someone else or understand the street to be able to survive. And so that need to survive becomes really in handy for people in this lower class, and it comes into gang violence because gangs realize that they need to survive. They need to be able to have certain people in their gang that they can count on to get things done and have that street smart ability to con others and be able to keep their gang thriving. So yeah.